Hello and welcome to the Hong Kong Racing Show. Andrew Brown and Alex Evers with you for what's going to be an absolutely huge show ahead. In a few moments, we will be joined by none other than the world's best jockey, James McDonald. So really looking forward to James joining us shortly. We also have a limited edition HKIR hat to give away. So all you have to do is drop a comment wherever you're watching this. If you're watching it on X or YouTube or wherever else, drop a comment and Alex and I will randomly select the best comment to win a HKIR hat, or ask us a question, whatever you want to do. Best comment or question wins an HKIR hat. So get busy and we'll get that to you in the post for the best comment. Alex, before we get to J-Mac, really looking forward to talking to him. But there's been plenty happening in Hong Kong over the last week. And I know you've been in touch with Vincent Ho after his midweek fall at Sha Tin during the week. What's the latest with Vincent?
Looks like he's going to be okay. Avoided major injury. We should say major injury. Concussions are major, but looks like he's going to be okay. He's going to be off Sunday, and he should be back riding the following week. So all the best to him. And we're glad to see Lyle is also okay after his horrific fall of boy Joyful Hunter. Toughest athletes in the world. Like, these guys are seriously, if you have any question, I know we're talking about football and played hockey and everything like that, but pound for pound jockeys, there's no one like him in the world.
Yeah, well, good to hear that everything is okay with Lyle and Vincent, and we'll see them back riding soon. Lyle's got some rides at Sha Tin on Sunday. It was adding insult to injury for Vincent a little bit during the week too, losing that ride on Galaxy Patch in the upcoming Stewards Cup in a few weeks. Blake Shin set to fly into Australia for that ride. Blake has partnered the horse previously, including a close second to Massive Sovereign earlier in the year in the Hong Kong Derby. Derby or Derby? I think it's Derby.
Derby.
Yeah, getting the Derbies and Derbies mixed up. But anyway, here's what else is happening in the world of Hong Kong racing. And congratulations to jockey Luke Ferraris, who brought up Hong Kong win number 100 with a Sha Tin double during the week. Alex, he's only young, Luke, so he's got an enormous future ahead of him, doesn't he?
22 years old, grew up at Sha Tin there too, and had success in South Africa before becoming a full-time rider in Hong Kong. It's really amazing what he's done in such a short time. 100 wins for a 22-year-old in Hong Kong, which is such a competitive, tough environment, as you can see. Like, Vincent loses the mounts on Galaxy Patch, the shuffling of the jockeys, it's really tough there, and for him to do that in such a short period of time is pretty incredible. So maybe we'll have to get him on the show there in a couple weeks.
No, that sounds good. Great idea. Also in form at the moment, 12-time Hong Kong champion trainer John Size trained 4 winners at Sha Tin last weekend, had a double at Happy Valley the Wednesday before, another winner at Sha Tin, the midweek meeting this weekend. I think he's going to rocket up into the top 5 on the trainer standings after a slowish start. He's added, 6-7 wins in the last week and a half. So the 12-time Hong Kong champion trainer John Size on absolute fire. Also making news this week, Romantic Warrior has officially departed Hong Kong and touched down in Dubai during the week ahead of his ambitious Middle East campaign. Trainer Danny Shum was there to greet his champion after flying ahead and experiencing some hospitality in Saudi the weekend before. Alex, it seems like Team Romantic Warrior are leaving no stone unturned to make his trip a success.
Love to see it, and I've been following all the social media, all the posts out of the racing clubs and the videos, and he looked like he traveled in really well. He looks incredible, and in December, it's the best I've seen him look in person. He looked just phenomenal training and during the race and post-race, so all signs are pointing to go for him, and I love the path that he's taken, going to the turf race in Dubai on the 24th first before taking on that dirt track at Saudi. We're gonna love to see it. If he performs up to what he can do, he's gonna put on a show.
A good time to welcome in our special guest who will have the privilege of riding Romantic Warrior in the Middle East. He also happens to be the world's best jockey, James McDonald. J-Mac, thank you for joining us. And no doubt you've been in touch with Danny and the team in Dubai. What can you tell us about Romantic Warrior and how he's settled into his new surroundings?
Yeah, how are you guys? He's really good at the moment. Obviously, he's, as it well documented, he's in career best form, and now he's got probably the biggest challenge of his life, heading to the Middle East to take on some superior gallopers, and obviously on a surface that might might be unfavourable to him. So he's got a huge challenge. We don't know if he goes well on the dirt just as yet, but he's such a great turf horse, and from all reports, he's settled in brilliantly. He's looking fantastic. He's as good as ever. So now's the time to try.
What's your gut feeling, J Mac? And maybe we should ask Huey Bowman because he obviously jumps on his back in the mornings a little bit as well. But you've had experience on Romantic Warrior on the dirt as well. And I should point out, first up, he is going to be on the turf in Dubai in the Jebel Hutta on January 24. Then it's off to Saudi for his first crack on the dirt in the Saudi Cup. So yeah, what is your gut feeling?
My gut feeling is that he will cope with it pretty well. He's a very adaptable horse. He's a very good horse, and he's always trialled and worked really well on the Hong Kong dirt. But in saying that, it's completely different dirt. So we actually don't know, to be honest. But he adapts really well. This horse. He's got a great racing style, which will help him on the dirt. They say I've had several conversations with people that have experienced or ridden on that kind of surface a lot, and they say if he's ever going to do it, it'll be Romantic Warrior because of his racing style and his adaptability to be able to cope with situations, high pressure races, which he's done in the past. Obviously, it's completely different to turf, but his tactical speed is something that's very good to him, and that's what you need. You need to break well, and from all reports, have sustained speed, and that's what he's got.
Yeah. If we look at the latest markets that are out there at the moment, the competition you're going to face in Saudi is it's very American focused. We've got Sierra Leone, the current favorite. Now he was the runner up in this year's Kentucky Derby and the winner of the Breeders' Cup Classic just last month. Laurel River, the former Bob Baffert trainee who won the Pat O'Brien here at Del Mar and won the Dubai World Cup earlier on this year. You've got Japan's Forever Young, who of course was third in the Kentucky Derby, third in the Breeders' Cup Classic. Are you going to be watching these replays like the Breeders' Cup, the Kentucky Derby, and all this sort of stuff heading into the Saudi Cup, effectively doing American form?
Well, basically, yeah, for sure, no doubt about that. But obviously, you just named the three very good horses, and we've obviously watched them over the years with obviously Coolmore winning the Breeders' Cup. Laurel, I
River?
forgot his name. Laurel, he's obviously watched his Dubai Cup win. It was phenomenal. So yeah, we're up against stiff competition. Yeah, I've watched those sort of horses all the way through there because they race in the biggest races, so it's easy to follow. But
Mm.
yeah, look, Romantic deserves his place. He's the world's best turf horse, I think, and especially over 10 furlongs. And you're going to need a pretty tough horse to win those sort of races. And look, you draw comparisons of obviously City of Troy didn't do too well against those on the dirt over there, but he just didn't break clean enough. And I think where Romantic's asset is, he does begin pretty well. So maybe that will put him in a bit of a position where he's a bit more adaptable to those horses that have tried against these good horses. But in saying that, it's going to be a tough ask, but he's a great horse.
Yeah, I guess we saw Mishriff too a few years ago, the Gosden horse who went from the turf in the UK and ran really well over the Saudi track. And Alex, I know you think that the Saudi track will actually benefit Romantic Warrior too because it's just a little bit a different a dirt than what you'd expect elsewhere.
Yeah, and everything James said about him with his tactical speed, his gate speed, all that stuff is going to translate super well to the dirt. And being a big dirt guy from the United States here, those are all the positives. And I really think that Champions Day run where he was struggling over that yielding ground, he just has this will to win like no other horse I've seen. It is incredible. Like I thought he was going to finish off the board that day, and he just found more and more and more. And he refuses to lay down. And I think that might be one of the overlooked things for some of these other horses that they don't. A lot of them don't have that competitive nature like he does. It's really impressive.
Yeah, he's straight as a gun barrel. There's no faults with him. He's like we've seen Saloon lose a protest by hanging in. Our fella, he doesn't do anything like that. He's a real solid performer. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Pampalasa won the
Mm.
Saudi Cup, and it was obviously a good turf horse, and I think that's where the inspirations come from with this owner, Peter. He Panther come to the Hong Kong Cup and was beaten quite convincingly by Romantic Warrior, and that's where this ambitions come from, a little bit because of that horse as well. So if we can translate a little bit, I know it doesn't always work out like that, and we're probably up against a really top field this year, but I think he'll run really well.
I just think it's so exciting, like from certainly from a North American perspective too, to see all of North Americans champion dirt horses now meeting, as you point out, the best turf horse in the world on perhaps some neutral ground as well. Like it's in a neutral territory and all that sort of stuff. So we just can't wait. J Mac, now that the dust has settled on HKIR a couple of weeks ago, how do you look back on Romantic Warriors' third straight Hong Kong Cup win?
Yeah, it was phenomenal. It's I don't really get caught up in like going back and looking back on that, but for some reason I've just in awe of what he did on that Sunday. Um, he was going so well going into it. We were so confident, and he looked tremendous. He was just so much better than last year, and he still won last year. Obviously, this field was probably a tad better, but he was just going so well. And to look back on it now and his dominant display of just being able to put himself in good positions and being able to accelerate for a long way, it's quite incredible. And it was a great week. It's a week that second to none, really. It's a really good week, and with the whole build up, you know, Alex, like it's just a great week to be a part of. You feel very welcome. It's something on every day. It's so busy, and yeah, to cap it off with a Hong Kong Cup, a third one, historic Hong Kong Cup. It was phenomenal. Yeah.
Now I got to ask you. You have some of the greatest celebrations that I've photographed of any jockey, and as a kid, all I wanted to do was be a jockey and pump my fist across the line. Do you have anything planned, or is it just the emotion of the moment that takes over? And
Yeah, well, it's a good question. I suppose some of this, well, I've been asked that before, and it's nothing planned at all because I have planned one before and I didn't even win, so it was a waste of time planning it. But yeah, it's just what's built up inside and what's probably happened during the week, and like I love that trash talk like trying to beat them and all the time. So and then I'm like, come on, let's go. So it's all a bit of theatre, no malice in it, but it's I enjoy it because there's a lot of pressure and everything going on during that 2 weeks leading into those races, and you want to let something out, but now it's all calmed down. It's all and that's our happy place for a jockey, I suppose. It's where we feel really comfortable. So if you asked me to do that same celebration right now, I'd probably say no, but on the back of a horse, different story.
brilliant.
Yeah, the theatre was sensational. I actually, for whatever reason, was with Michael Felgate at the time, and we decided to go and watch the race amongst the crowd down at around about the 300-meter mark, a furlong and a half out from home. And it was just phenomenal. And Alex, you captured a lot of this in your photos as well. The crowd and the support, and just how they effectively cheered you to win that third Hong Kong Cup, but then greeted you when you came back as well, J Mac. Like, what's that experience like, returning to a crowd that's just so welcoming to you?
Yeah, it's very humbling, and it's something that I even look back now and sort of get goosebumps over because you can just remember it vividly of the whole experience. And what one thing I'm so proud of being part of this journey is that how the horse is recognized by his fans and the people that go out there and love horse racing and love the race itself. So he's got a huge fan base, which he thoroughly deserves. He's an absolute warrior,
Mm.
and he wears his heart on his sleeve. You know what you're going to get every time he steps out on a racetrack, and I think that's why he's a crowd favourite because he goes down with a show every time. And yeah, I'm so proud that he's got so much support, and even in Japan, I couldn't believe them. Even the Japanese were so supportive behind him, and he just beat up on their own. So he's done it in 3 different countries now, and now he's got the Middle East. Hopefully that support continues, because he is a great racehorse, and that's what great racehorses deserve.
Japan was incredible. That was like such a memorable day, and the reaction that the crowd had when you came back, it was like I'd never photographed anything like that before.
Neither. I haven't felt that like that before, and I've said that before. Even his hometown here in Hong Kong, that reception he got in Japan was just something out of a movie. Really, it was so cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah, well, the script is still being written too. I mean, we've got the world's best jockey jumping on the world's best horse in the world's richest race in a few weeks' time. So it's pretty exciting stuff. James, when you got were being interviewed by Nick Child after the race, you said it was like lining up for the winning kick for the All Blacks. Now, a lot of our audience will know you from Australia. We bet on Australian racing here on a Friday night, Saturday in Australia. And especially after the phenomenal spring that you've had. But I'm sure you'd like everyone to know that's watching this that you're a proud New Zealander or a Kiwi. And you've also just been nominated for a very special sportsman's award there in New Zealand that rarely would consider somebody from horse racing. Can you tell us a little bit about that award? And you're up against some gold medalists in a Olympic year. What does it mean to be nominated?
Oh yeah, it's I'm hugely proud of it. Obviously a proud Kiwi too. That's where my family still originates, and obviously growing up on a dairy farm in the middle of the Waikato. So it's pretty humbling beginnings, I suppose. Dad's still a horse trainer, and that. So we've grown up around the horses. You could name basically any animal, we had it on our farm. So we're definitely well named in old McDonald's, but. We're very proud of that award. To be nominated, I suppose there's 7 finalists, and we'll know our fate on the 18th of February. So we're looking forward to that. But not just for myself. It's a huge recognition of how far the racing industry has gone from in Australia and New Zealand, because we're now being recognised as a mainstream sport, and I think that's probably important, especially with what's happened obviously the year with the Olympics on. So to be in that category, it's really special, and yeah, something I'm pretty proud of. I've had a great year. It's a year I've been extremely happy with and grateful for, and yeah, it's definitely going to be hard to topple that one, but we'll be doing our best. But to be nominated is something special for sure.
Yeah, for sure. What do you think it is? What is it about New Zealand, this small country in the Pacific of a population of 5 million, that are just constantly punching above their weight, James? Obviously the world's best rugby team, world's best jockey. I was lucky enough to live in New Zealand for a couple of years and worked for Air New Zealand, which is regularly considered as the world's best airline. And at the time, it was Christopher Luxon, who was the CEO, who's now the Prime Minister. What do you think it is about New Zealand that just always has this small country of 5 million just punching above its weight on the world stage?
I'm not too sure. Maybe it's the wheat bix that we eat, but as kids, but it's I'm not too sure. You just named 2 sports and something that we're probably very good at, and that's and most passionate about. Obviously, being an All Black, every kid wants to be an All Black growing up. That's just a given. And then obviously racing's very very popular over there as well. So yeah, look, even in our breeding industry, we do very well, especially in this part of the world, Hong Kong and Australia. They punch well above their weight for the bloodstock they have, and yeah, so it's a carry on effect. They're very passionate. We're very passionate. A lot of them are animal people before they even start. So because they've grown up on farms and everything. So yeah, I don't know whether that's much to do with it, but I think the passion's more probably what drives success.
The passion, and there must be something in those bottles of L&P, lemon and Perora.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get
Those
you.
kiwi fruit.
We'll get you a bottle, Alex. It's good stuff.
Hey, I'm into it.
Alex is on the beers by the looks.
Yeah, there's
Already?
no,
Do you have a
no,
beer?
no. I was having a Celsius.
Oh,
I'm a little tired. I'm being
oh,
soft.
okay.
I wish I was having a beer right now. Now I'm embarrassed that I'm not.
Wouldn't surprise me.
No, it would be right on form for me.
All right, James, we've got some American racing related questions for you to warm you up for when you're going to start doing the American form ahead of the Saudi Cup. First question, I'll start with an easy one. What is the name of the track that hosts the Kentucky Derby?
Churchill Downs.
Ding. Okay, he's got the first one there, Alex. All
Oh
right.
God, this could be a long episode. This one.
We've only got a few questions. Can you name the last winner of the American Triple Crown? You may have.
Justify, I think.
Yes, that's 2 for 2. All right.
Coolmore guy. If you didn't get that one, you would have been in trouble.
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
Which American jockey holds the record for the most Breeders' Cup wins?
Mike Smith.
Oh, he's on fire, this man.
Oh yes.
Well done.
Yeah.
Okay, final question. Saratoga or Del Mar?
Well, hopefully, I'd love to ride at one of the Breeders' Cups meetings one year. So hopefully it's next year. Go Delmar.
Oh, nice. Good answer.
That's the right answer.
That's a very political question, that one too. They have the big summer meets in the States. Basically, it's Saratoga versus Del Mar. So,
So
done.
which one's the bigger? Which one's the most popular one out of those two?
Depends who you
Like,
ask.
Oh, okay. But like what? So where does Bob Baffert train? Is he Delmar or Saratoga?
Del Mar.
Delmar.
He trains out of Santa Anita, which is in Greater Los
Oh,
Angeles.
cool.
And Del Mar's just about a 2-hour drive south. But yeah, the host of this year's Breeders' Cup and the host of next year's Breeders' Cup. And we actually hoped for a second that you might have been at the Breeders' Cup with Romantic Warrior after winning the win in Yasuda Keenan in Japan, James.
Yeah, well, he was obviously after winning that Japanese race. He was it was considered, put it that way. But I think because he was going through for a third Hong Kong Cup, I think it was the quarantine issues were a bit of a problem. But you never say never, because he's on the world tour, so you might see him there one day. It'd be quite cool to see him over there. That's like, obviously it's the best of the best at Breeders' Cup meeting. Obviously everyone surrounded there, so it would be nice to be part of it for sure.
Our thanks to J-Mac for his time. Alex, how awesome would that be if James McDonald, the world's best jockey, makes it to Del Mar for the Breeders' Cup aboard Romantic Warrior in 2025? We can only dream, right?
Right, that would be incredible, wouldn't it? And I know there's a lot of American fans that would love to see Romantic Warrior on U.S. soil and then to be in my backyard at Del Mar, in your backyard. Whew, dreams come true, right? He made it to Yasuda Kinen and took me there. Why not Breeders' Cup?
It would be unbelievable. So our thanks to James McDonald for joining us. And don't forget, as I mentioned at the top of the show, you've still got time to enter for your chance to win one of these HKIR hats, limited edition caps. Just drop a comment wherever you're watching this show on X or YouTube, and Alex and I will randomly select the best comment or question and then post you this HKIR hat. Longines 2024 edition. It's a beauty. All right, time to find you a winner or two at Sha Tin this Saturday night, Sunday morning, North American time. A 10-race card kicking off just before midnight. It's 11:45 p.m. Eastern, 8:45 p.m. Pacific. And the feature race is the nightcap, the Poinsettia handicap, over 6 furlongs on the turf. And number 2, Wunderbar, returns to his preferred distance after going down last out to Magic Control over the 5 furlongs. This is the horse who beat Ka Ying Rising twice earlier in their careers. 6, Gorgeous Wind returns to Sha Tin. Number 7, Raging Blizzard returns to the turf. Probably benefit from what looks to be a solid pace. And number 10, Bottom Up Together, ran well behind Wunderbar over the track and trip 2 runs back. The speed map shows Bottom Up Together on the pace, along with Harmony and Blessed, Glory Elite, and I Give. So there's no lack of speed in this race. Alex, who do you like here?
I mean, to not be a favorite picker, I try not to be, but I do like Wunderbar a lot here. And he moves back to the 1,200 meters and he gets away from Magic Control, who's looks like he's turned into a 1,000-meter specialist there at Sha Tin, especially after how well he trialed earlier this week and blitzed him. I do like Wunderbar. What about you? I think I'm going to go Wonder Bar over Gorgeous Win. This is a horse that I've just kind of followed the whole time he's been running. He was out there with Romantic Warrior last season in December where he caught my eye. He's had a couple wins, a bit off form, but hopefully this race with a lot of pace, he can drop back and make a big run. How about you? What do you think, Andrew?
I'm aligned with you with, I'm going to say Wunderbar, though, because I think that's German for wonderful. We're not aligned with the pronunciation, but aligned with our selection. Um, he has drawn wide. I guess a little bit of a concern, but plenty of pace inside. So hopefully should be able to get a nice position behind the speed. He's got 134 pounds, but has won previously with that weight. But yeah, as you pointed out, back to his preferred distance. He's a star on the rise. I think he's going to be hard to beat. We mentioned earlier in the show John Size and how his barn has been on fire over the last week and a half. I think bottom up together for me could run second. And look out for Raging Blizzard late, which is the horse, the other one from the John Size barn. So I've got two Size runners in my top three there with Wunderbar and Raging Blizzard. What about a best bet? Are you going to stick with Wunderbar or are you going to go elsewhere, Alex?
No, I'm going to go elsewhere. I'm going to go to make sure I get the race proper here. We're going to go to race 8. And I like Romantic Sun. Getting the cheek pieces coming off. He gets out of Happy Valley where he didn't seem to really love the yielding ground as it poured there last time. I know he's going against Devano, and Devano's a very tough horse, and he ran really well on HKIR day with James McDonald. But I do think Romantic Sun might be a bit of a price, and he might be able to turn the tables there.
Well, we're going to have a boxed exacta because my best bet comes up in the same race. I'm with Devano. J-Mac jumping back on board after, as he pointed out, winning on the undercard there on HKIR day at Sha Tin a couple of weeks ago. I think he'll be able to race pretty handy from that inside draw. J-Mac can have a nice ground-saving run and then weave his magic up that magnificent Sha Tin stretch. So it's me versus you with our best bets at Sha Tin on Saturday night.
We love it. We had a bunch of people over at my house on Saturday night with the races going there, and we had a bunch of guys on Cap for Rod who came flying at 13-1 in the finale, and we thought we got home. We thought we got a big price home. We were kind of going nuts and had them each way and had the exacta, but oh man, that would have been sweet had he won there. That's one of my Classic Series horses that I'm following to continue on to the Classic Mile in a couple weeks.
I just love this. The finale would have been about 1:45 a.m.
It was later than that, but I think it was like 2:30 or 2:45. It was, we had a bunch of people over and everyone betting on Hong Kong racing. It's so much fun. Everyone's getting into it.
Everyone is getting into it. Absolutely. Why wouldn't you? It's the quality of the product, the liquidity in the pools. There's just so much to love about Hong Kong racing. If you're not already involved and betting on it, then you should be. And a great resource is the Hong Kong Jockey Club website, hkjc.com. Get free PPs, replays, picks, analysis, and more. And obviously keep following us at Hong Kong Racing North America on X. That's HK Racing US is the Twitter handle. And keep watching us here on the Hong Kong Racing Show, North America's very own Hong Kong Racing Show. Alex, as always, thank you very much for your time. So what a show. James McDonald, the world's best jockey.
Dude, we've been punching above our weight class here. We got Aidan O'Brien, James McDonald, Mike Smith, Umberto Rispoli. Who's next? Leave a comment. Who do you want to see next?
Sure, that could be your comment to win one of these HKIR hats.
Hey, there it is.
And now I haven't cleared this with Benedict yet at the Hong Kong Jockey Club, but I think this may be our last show of the season, so long as Benedict approves. So if he approves, we will see you in 2025. If he doesn't approve, we will see you for another show between Christmas and the New Year. That sound okay with you, Alex?
Sounds like a plan to me, mate.
All right. Well, thanks for watching, everybody. We hope you've enjoyed the first 14 episodes of the Hong Kong Racing Show, and we look forward to bringing you more Hong Kong racing news, picks and analysis, interviews, and all the rest of it in 2025. We will see you next time. Happy holidays, and hope you find a few winners.